Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Schiff was on CNN, and the CNN host turned on Congressman Schiff. This is a sea change, a paradigm shift, a complete reversal of what's taken place the past 7 years. CNN, like Twitter, like MSNBC, The Washington Post, The Times, and an entire public relations monstrosity were all essentially extensions of the Democratic Party. Okay, when Adam Schiff becomes perhaps a political liability or no longer useful to the narrative that Trump was colluding with another country and that he was a menace to national security, well, suddenly they're turning on Biden, not only with the classified data and Hunter and repackaging classified data for business deals, and the New York Post and others have talked about that. We've talked about that and discussed that on this channel based on public record, reputable sources, Daily Mail, New York Post, Fox News, CNN even talked about it. But you have CNN now turning on Congressman Schiff. Why is that? I'll read you an article on Fox News. CNN labels Adam Schiff a Republican during rare clash on collusion with that country. That turned out not to be true. Quote, that turned out not to be true. After 7 years of endless articles, what happens is they make a false accusation, they pontificate about information that misinforms, they silence any opposing viewpoint, claiming that on this topic or that topic, if you believe anything opposing the mainstream narrative, oh my God, you're a horrible person and lives are being lost. And then what they do is, after thousands upon thousands of articles have been published, when millions upon millions of Americans have been deceived, whether it's Trump working with another country or, as we're seeing now, a whole bunch of other topics, which we don't discuss, okay? After millions of people have been fed lie after lie by the same individuals and by the same system that says you better not believe lies, we're now finding out, well, we already knew, obviously, but we're now finding out that CNN is turning on Adam Schiff and Biden and others, saying, you know what, that turned out not to be true. Trump wasn't working with another country. These are the people, by the way, who won't accept 2016, and they react in righteous indignation that Trump doesn't accept things. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, when these people are talking and preaching and giving these sermons about national security, A, it was never about national security. B, they fabricated an absurd fantasy. That country that the Clintons and President Obama allowed, because President Obama did not veto the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium to that specific country, or to a company that eventually sold to that specific country. And President Obama said the 80s want your foreign policy back. The Democrats went in with a reset. Okay, so the Democratic Party turns on a dime 180 degrees. You have to ask yourself, when they were lying for 7 years, and now they're trying to reverse course and do a 180, and now they're turning on Schiff and Biden, how many millions upon millions of Americans believed the nonsense that Trump was working with another country? How many Thanksgivings were ruined? How many Christmas dinners or New Year's celebrations were ruined because of arguments by the morally superior, highly educated, almost always apoplectic, sometimes hysterical, morally superior liberal Democrats who felt that Trump was a menace to democracy and that they had to ruin a family event because, God forbid, one or two or more than one people at the event were voting for Trump, because they were insulated. They were in a bubble, a CNN, MSNBC bubble that said Trump was working with the Kremlin, when none of it was true. When the Federal Bureau of Investigation agent just recently was indicted and might face many years in prison for actually working with the oligarch in that country that Trump was accused of working with. You know the phrase bizarro world or opposite day? It's almost like everything that is yelled out the top of their lungs, screamed and shouted, you better believe us, this is true, the consensus says, the smartest people, the intelligence agencies. It's almost like it's always the opposite that's true. It's always the opposite. They're lying to your face. And people will believe, smart, intelligent people, and I say this, God bless you, whether you're Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. I'm not into tribalism. I come with a distinct viewpoint. I'm voting for Trump because I want record low in poverty in 2019, according to CNN under Trump, and I want a much better foreign policy. A wonderful YouTuber, Patrick Bet-David, he is fantastic. I'm not going to go into who he debated today, or Patrick Bet-David, I'm not going to go into who he interviewed today, but that he bodied the person, and it was unbelievable. I'm not like people on the left, YouTubers on the left, oh my God, doing a whole segment, but it was unbelievable. It was a complete demolition, and the person was saying, the world respects Biden. No. The Afghanistan withdrawal, for example, was a moment in time where the world lost respect. In addition to that, the fact that you had to flood 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves and go begging to the Middle East for fossil fuels. That's another example of, and they said, no way, disrespect. The respect factor has nothing to do with pronunciation of words, or he was saying, like, the person Patrick Bet-David was debating said, public opinion polls. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the economy and the economy and your foreign policy and your military might. Your military might is tied directly to your economy, okay? We have record highs in inflation now. We had record low in poverty with Trump and peace deals and negotiations. We have an invasion in Europe now, so the Kremlin never feared Biden or Democrats. The whole thing was a complete, absurd, fabricated fantasy. Okay, the Biden and Hillary and Democrats were never the JFK Cold Warriors they claimed to be. They came in with a reset button. And so, no, the world doesn't respect us as much as they did with Trump. You might have liberal, European leaders who dislike Trump, but do you think that our adversaries on a geopolitical stage respect mashed potato brains? No, they don't. They don't. Okay, and you can see that with what's going on, whether it's Taiwan, the invasion in Europe, or a whole bunch of situations. So, I mean, we can go on, but that's just another issue. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe every day, 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. on this channel. And by the way, February starts even more. I'm going to do a lot more work building this channel. I feel like I haven't done enough. And so building H.A. Goodman's other channel, I will have 2 live streams a day in addition to 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. videos, 2 live streams during the day, and then another upload. So you will have 5 videos, including 2 live streams on H.A. Goodman, and you will have 4 videos on H.A. Goodman's other channel. And they will be long, like they won't just be 3 minutes. They'll be like the full 8 to 10 minutes, and so we'll do that. We'll start that going forward, and let me know what you think about that. And so if you enjoy the live streams, you'll have 2 chances during every single day to be on the live streams, and your support is greatly appreciated. The super chat and the live streams extremely appreciated. Also, my Patreon is below. To my new Patreons, thank you. If you want to support my work, the super thanks is below. Become a member, and also go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications. So, do you think, ladies and gentlemen, that, the Patrick Bet-David debate today was so absolutely phenomenal because he's so intelligent and he's so knowledgeable, and he understands foreign policy, Patrick Bet-David, because he's lived in so many countries, or a number of countries. He was in the military, but he also is pragmatic. And the great thing about him is he doesn't have... I'll vote for example, if it's Tulsi Gabbard is the Democrat, I'll vote for a Democrat. He's not bound by political party. I'm not bound by political party. I'm voting Trump because of who he is. I don't vote just... Well, I'm conservative, a lot more conservative on the Second Amendment and other issues, okay? But if it was Tulsi Gabbard versus like Liz Cheney, and she was the Democrat, every Democratic pundit would vote for Liz Cheney because they just vote blue no matter who. It's a mindless It's a mindless AI robot type of program. I vote for the best person, the person that opposes Lincoln Project foreign policy. We're 90 seconds to midnight. All Patrick Bet-David had to say to the gentleman that he debated today, 90 seconds to midnight. Never happened with Trump, but it's 90 seconds to midnight, the closest we've ever been to the world ending. And then the person he was debating, Mr. Bet-David, that person he was debating stated, oh, the world respects us. Are you kidding me? We're 90 seconds to midnight. Okay, could you imagine if Trump was in office and we were 90 seconds to midnight with record high inflation and a recession that we already have, coming up, and we had arms sales and 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves that made the illusion that we grew as an economy last year. Okay? In terms of the economy and foreign policy, Democrats have run both into the ground. The world generally, when you say the world, yeah, liberal politicians, maybe Trudeau and others, like this new, presidency. The people who view us as geopolitical rivals are very happy that Biden's in office. They didn't like Trump. Okay, they didn't like Trump because he was open to negotiation, but then he was unpredictable. So that's a good combination when you want to negotiate peace. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Tomorrow, February starts a new chapter. I'm going to be doing 2 live streams a day on this channel. So if you enjoy the live streams, get ready because we're going to have 2 chances, 2 opportunities. I know like a lot of people sometimes miss the live stream. They don't get notification, but we will have 2 live streams in the evening and late evening. And 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every single day on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to 210, 250,000 subscribers. I think that we have the potential to do that. And without your help, I can't do it. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell anyone who might enjoy my work. Let's get to 210, 215,000 subs, then 220,000 subs. And, with your help, we'll be able to do it. Anyway, have a blessed day. Be here tomorrow, 8 a.m. and 11 a.m., people.